you guys doing? Charge the United States government for playing their game of abuse and brutality and their game of trying to confuse people with my identity. And this hostage situation has been going on for over 30 years, and some acknowledgments, and over 23 years, and other acknowledgments plus. And charge the United States government for blocking me from things that my parents bought for me that are on my mother and father's property, which I'm the only child of my parents. So, in reference to things that my parents had bought for me, and these people tried to steal my mother and father's mansions. They tried to steal my family name. These people tried to impersonate people or whoever they tried to impersonate. These people tried to steal my identity, and they tried to use impersonators. They tried to steal revenues and residuals and dividends of stock and properties, things that I was supposed to have received. So just know that there has to be more lawsuits and prosecution, because these people are blocking me from things that my parents bought for me. I'm the only child of my parents. You understand that? And anybody's got something to say about it, you need to show up in court. Your activities of acting on your falsifications is attempts of murder, meaning these people trying to abuse me, trying to falsify, claiming they thought somebody owed them something. My parents never had no agreement with any of these people. My parents gave me everything, the estates. These people was not allowed on the properties of my mother and father, or the company properties, or my grandparents' properties. Any of these people that conflicted or tried to contest my ownership, whoever those people are, they are not allowed to be at the companies. They're not allowed to be on the properties. They're not allowed to rent any properties either of my mother and father's companies, or even other properties either. These people have tried to play their tricks. These people are scam artists, and they've been doing these things for over 30 years. They're messing with the videos of fish lens. So in reference to points of information, every day of these people playing these tricks is more lawsuits. And there's got to be more lawsuits against the government for not paying me on the previous lawsuits and benefits that I was supposed to have received. And law schools and law boards in America, very important information that you guys need to know, or your offices need to know about this situation. See, these people played this game stealing from me, and then they'll try to communicate something like they claim that they thought they would own what they stole from me. They'll try to communicate something like, after these lawsuits, they claim that they were trying to sue me when they had already stolen from me. Meaning like these people were trying to count their chickens before they hatched with their lies and their tricks. Meaning like they thought they'd fabricate debts on me. My parents didn't have no documented meetings that weren't documented. Meaning like all the meetings my parents had was documented with whoever they met with. These people even tried to fabricate that they had meetings with me when they did not have meetings with me. And any subject of my mother and father's estates or companies of anybody trying to say, they were trying to see if you'd sell things, or they were trying to buy you out. No, they can't sell nothing. Not allowed to. I'm the owner of the companies forever. And properties forever. Anybody trying to muscle me is attempted murder. Even the slightest activity of them slandering or persecuting me, when these people have tried to run, they tried to steal things, and they tried to run off the things that they stole, those people have to get prosecuted. They're hitting me in the nose right here. So in reference to these people, their activities of trying to defraud me activities. And my parents got murdered by people in government. People in government that owed my parents money. And these people tried to get away with that. Well, they owed my father money, and then there's some politicians that was under a contract to deliver money, possibly. They're possibly under a contract. That contract information must be publicly known who was under contract to deliver monies to me during this hostage situation, even back in the 80s when it was a hostage situation. So that's important too. So that needs all the court cases need to be public information. Every single one of them. And the accusations of these people where they tried to fabricate, they thought my parents owed them money. And there's one satellite controller tried to make up some shit, claiming he tried to fabricate that he was on security when he is not on my security. He never was. He fabricated that he had meetings with my mother or something. The satellite controller tried to communicate this shit or something. And he tried to communicate saying that he thought my mother said for him to protect me at all costs is what he tried to say. And then this man was never on security, and my mother wouldn't say that. Which means this man was trying to claim that he was on security, and he claimed that he had a conversation with my mother, that my mother had supposedly said that when she did not say that. And then he claimed that he was on security, and he said at all costs, and then he said he wanted to steal my mother and father's estates. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This man claimed he was on security, and he claimed that my mother said to protect me at all costs is what this man had tried to say. When this man was not on my mother and father's security. He's not on my security either. But this man was claiming that his cost would have been the estates of my parents. And this man's not on security, and my parents would not say that. And my parents was royalty, royal hermaphrodites. And I'm a royal. So in reference to this man claiming that he thought he'd get away with stealing the estates of my mother and father from me by claiming that he thought he had an agreement with my mother or father when he did not. And he tried to fabricate the shit like, oh, after these lawsuits we'll own everything. But see, that's not true. These people were stealing from me, and then they were trying to fabricate debts on me. That's why when somebody says that, that means usually they already stole from you. I mean, like when they've said that, they've communicated trying to say that to me, like after these lawsuits that they're frivolous lawsuits that these people are trying to make up, they claim that they thought they'd be the owners of my mother and father's estates. You ever heard of that shit? And these are people who stole money back in the 80s. People that was involved in the murder of my parents. People that have ties to the murderers that murdered my parents. See that? See how the pigmentation's damaged right here? They've been frying my lips and teeth. Right there. But in reference to this man claiming that at all costs bullshit, no, there's security regulations no matter what. Like security companies cannot extort from a person. And this man claimed he had a security license or something, but he's never been on my security. He's never done nothing for me, and neither had he's never done nothing for my mother either, or my father. But there's security guidelines and salary caps on security companies too. But the point of information, this man has tried to play that game, and he's tried to play after these lawsuits, he thought he'd be the owner of what I'm the owner of after he got away with making up shit when he's already in possession of stolen monies and he tried to reside on property. Or he's tied in with people that was residing on property illegally. And then he's also involved in trying to steal my identity by playing this Mark Ray hostage game all